Hey guys, this is Tigress coming back to you with Overwatch. And guys, first thing I'm going to say is, geez, you don't know how to do well when it comes to views. Just because Blood Dragon's done very well, which my Monster Hunter series is typically one of those cases where it's like, guys, if you do hear anything, it's still kind of warm, not too bad. I have just got my fan on. I'm probably going to only have it on for like 10-15 minutes, half stream mostly. From the more, I say half stream. I'll turn it off at some point. It's just still kind of warm. But yeah. Then cut to a case of me dealing with, apparently, the Archdemon having that in his title kind of does pretty well. Same with Chaos Time. But yeah, so today guys, we are going to be trying to rank up. And I will be honest now, wasn't looking forward to this. Guys, if you've seen any of the Overwatch streams recently, ooh, kind of like it. Don't know why. But yeah, if you've seen any of the Overwatch streams lately, you will know that it's definitely been a hit on this. It's been one of those cases where there's been the odd case of where there's been a few cool games. I mean, next one then. It'll be one legendary plus 6 non. That's actually a surprisingly cool skin for Reaper. Cool Cassidy skin too. Oh, I did give me a spare. Do you get spare one when you go over the 20? But yeah, like, there's honestly at the minute, you know, Watch has been one of those cases where comp, it's like, no, I don't want to. You cannot make me play comp. But then it's like, I need to stream. Plus, annoyingly, on one hand, it's like, do I just do a couple more rival streams instead? And I'm saying this now, if comp goes, if I end up in Silver 5, for like, let's say the remainder of the season, next week will be the end of the season, I will seriously be questioned. Like, if I end up in Silver 5 tonight, I will not be playing comp next week. And then I'll see how it is in the new season. But what I will do is, I will do one game and see where we go from there. I'm not going to promise to do 3 or 4 because I know for a fact what will happen. Also, guys, nice little fun thing. I went to basically last night film Monster Hunter for Saturday. Again, film Saturday, Sunday, Monday, just so I've got time to do the hunts I need to and all that lot. It's literally down to the case of sometimes hunts take longer, sometimes they don't. It all depends on what hunt it is. And this name is Primal Malzino. And guys, I would say minor spoiler, but I kind of would like to play Reaper. Zarya, Torbjorn, May. Don't want to see either of them. Okay, Torbjorn is Arissa. I'm not 100% sure. Okay, which roughly what I was thinking. I was thinking Doom. I wasn't thinking Domina or Serena, but Torbjorn was. Yeah, I was like, you know what? I will do this hunt on Saturday for Saturday's video. That way, I get the hunt done on Monday, and again, get the hunt done on Monday, and it's perfectly fine. And it'll be for Saturday, it'll be fine, and then I'll have the rest of the week to get the full set of armor because I know for a fact I'll want it. I've seen it before, and I'm 100% going to want Primal Malzino's armor. And I wasn't going to hunt the thing on Thursday anyway, so it's not a spoiler because of that. And the thing I did say I was going to hunt on Thursday was Gold and Silver Rathalos.
Inside voice?
This is my inside voice.
So, and I tried to record it last night, and I think I got like 10-15 minutes into the video. And I was like, you know what guys, I'll be back as soon as I can get into a hunt. It was like half 11 and I'm like, you know what, no, I'm done. I've barely started the video. I'll see how I'm like after stream, but like, there's a motion comic out for Overwatch, not a story thing, a motion comic story-wise, which again, don't react to them. Also guys, let me know whether you would prefer me basically just reacting to the trailers and all that lot, or whether you like when I essentially react to them, plus putting like additional games. But yeah, getting back to the Maradina thing, I tried for 2 hours, didn't get into a single hunt for it.
They're pushing the payload! Stop them!
To a point where I'm like, do I shrink down that part of the recording and only use that? I will basically make a judgment call. But Jesus Christ. Because the only thing I did end up doing in the video was basically, when you pop on solo hunt, you get cutscenes. Not for every creature, but for a handful of them. You can kind of tell when they are. Like, for the most part, the Elder Dragon ones have had them, and sort of the case of, we want you to know about these monsters. Lugogon, Rangolem, the Magmalalas line, both versions of Maldino. And you can obviously view all of them from you can obviously view all of them from your room at either location, whether it be the village or whether it be the castle. And which I did know about, but I had forgot. Just because, one, it's been a while since I played Rise.
There's a lot of them. Be careful.
Like, last time I played Rise was... Well, the main story was last time I played Rise was before the DLC had come out for it. Then the last time I did play Rise, not counting now, was... not long after I'd already completed the main story for my main character, for my first one, and then went back through it again somewhat. It was somewhat recently after it. There wasn't much of a difference. So how did we end up with basically everyone being like, oh, I want to play DPS, not DPS, I want to play support or tank, and it's like, nah, we all want to play. Now guys, before you do start roasting me, being like, dude, you're just terrible at comp. I'm really not. I don't think I'm playing any differently, personally, than what I did last season. And if you want proof of that, check almost any of the Overwatch playlists. I say playlists, as if there's more like, check the Overwatch playlists. Go back a couple months of streams of me literally winning games. I've won games with, what's it, Platinum's the rank above Gold? Won games with people with Platinum in the game. I don't know if they're on my team or the enemy team, not 100% sure. I think there was 1 or 2 on each, I think. And then I've lost games with stupider reasons. Okay, that was just stupid of me. So then there's games like this. It is... Why is it Bronze 1 to Gold 3? Like, I'm saying this now, if Overwatch comp ends up being the exact same next season, what will end up happening is, I will end up swapping to every other week for Overwatch, or every other week for comp, at the bare minimum. And the worst end of that will probably be once a month. Because 1 to 7 is not good. 2, two, this just is like, this does not feel like a game between bronze and gold. One, the rank should not be that much of a part difference. Overwatch, you need to re-put it into a case of, because I think what it does go off is the fact of, if you've got a friend in bronze and then a friend in gold, you can still play together, like you can still get in the games together. But I'd rather not have that as an option and need all my mates being at like bare minimum for silver or gold, and then needing to put the work back into myself to get back into it. Because guys, this honestly does feel like how it used to, except worse. Because basically, back before Overwatch, this was during a period of time where I wasn't making content in general, but from like Season 1 of Overwatch 2 to, I'm going to be nice and say Season 12, it might have been a slightly bit longer, it might have been 14, but it does definitely feel like, I'm pretty sure it was definitely sorted by 15, because I feel like we had at least like 6-7 seasons where the comp was actually decent. We had like a solid straight couple years where comp was actually decent. But beforehand, comp was just terrible. Personally, I had mates who would play 1 or 2 games every so often, rank stupidly high, and here's me playing games on a regular basis, somewhat regular, more regular than them, and I'd be ranking bottom of bronze. I had conversations with mates and they're like, yeah, your rank shouldn't be this terrible. I'm like, it's not because of me, it is literally because of the game. Everyone was turning around saying, oh, watch, fix your comp rank. To a point where they eventually did. This kind of feels like we're going backwards.
Oh, good. Another freak from space.
Which isn't a good thing. Because if I end up back in Bronze 5 and then end up in a case of where I'm not proceeding or anything, I'm not playing comp. I will swap it. I will swap doing to a case of only playing comp on Marvel Rivals and get into that competitive side. Which I don't want to because it's not fun. I've stood by the fact of Overwatch being Overwatch for years. And I stood from Overwatch 2 from the beginning. One of very few people, and I say few, as if it isn't like 100, if it isn't like, 30 or 40,000. A good load of people who play this game stopped playing it. 1, when Marvel Rivals came out. 2, before that, because they were like, well, why the hell am I doing this? And I'm starting to really question it. It's like, why the hell am I playing comp? Because on one hand, it's like, well, the quick play side is still fun, and I do still overall enjoy Overwatch. I'm just hating comp. I'm hating the competitive side.
Payload mobilized. Let's get this win.
Which I really shouldn't be. Guys, in one season, in the last 2 seasons, my rank has gone from... Because last season I think I got into, what, Silver 1? Silver 2 at most. My rank has gone from Silver 2, if not Silver 1. I'm going to say Silver 1. I think there was that point where it was at Silver 1 last season. All the way down to almost Bronze. How? It shouldn't be physically possible. Do I play as much comp as I could? No. Wasted Zen's ult, but okay. Do I reckon that's probably... Do I think it's just a case of a bunch of the competitive people are back? Maybe. Which gets me to another topic of Smurfs. Like, basically, guys, what I mean by that is, if you've not heard the term, it's basically people playing on alt account, playing in really low ranks, just because for some reason they can, instead of playing an after rank, or people willingly dropping down their own rank just to get into like silver or gold, then getting back up to like top 500. Granted, a little bit more of an extreme level of getting back into, but like I've seen it, like people drop their ranks into bronze, silver, gold, from platinum higher. Yeah, your rank going down to like gold, silver 1, gold 5, gold 4 area isn't too bad from, say, platinum. I think platinum is above it. I will double check after this. But what isn't normal is your rank instantly going all the way from stupidly high to why the hell does it, what, like, who the fuck are you? Like, I am convinced that we've got the bronze players on the team. Like, I do honestly get. Like, I honestly do get people having friends join them, being in gold or silver, and their friends joining. And you know, and because of that, like, their friends are in bronze, or like, well, I get it. I've dealt with it, I've been that person. Damn it. I'm about to say shit, damn it, Tim Hammett came out as Janet. But no, damn it. But like I say, guys, also before any of you do start coming and being like, dude, you just think at home. 1, get off. 2, you really call this being that bad? That's what, almost 1 for 1, like death for kills. Almost, like, it's a case of 4 off. Give it to 2 of the enemy teams because they part of them weren't playing better, but again, part of them weren't. I don't know. But no, vote for the Sombra. She was annoying in a she was annoying in a Sombra way, like a case of coming up, hacking, doing her job. But guys, the reason why the Smurf people, like the reason people basically do or play on alternative accounts and start off really low instead of getting their ranks back up high, there's a couple of reasons. One, I've seen people basically use it as a case of having a second account and then playing not your mains isn't the worst thing in the world. I go do one more game. What's an arcade? Right, I'll do one more game in comp, and then because I've got a gut feeling I'm going to end up getting back into silver anyway. Then I will do, say, 2 games in Overwatch Classic of October 2020, which I think should include all of them. I think that was when Echo and that lot was beforehand. But yeah, like guys, I'm honestly not playing any different to what I was 3-4 months ago. Do I reckon my skills probably improved in that time? I highly doubt it hasn't. I don't play Reaper the same I did I don't play Reaper the same way I did 6-7 months ago. Yes, I'm a lot more rusty when it comes to Reaper because I don't play him as much anymore. Because again, I play a lot more quick play than I do comp. And when I do play comp, a lot of times you do see people being like, because I've discussed this on more than one occasion, if you only want to play DPS, fuck off to fuck off to roll queue. If you're not going to willingly play a balanced team and then expect everyone else to swap, my point gets proven every single time. Just to be a dick. We don't need 3 DPS. Sombra is one of them for 3 people. So is Serenit, so is Zarya, and so is Malga. Wish Torbjorn was on that list, I kinda don't... They're gonna pick another DPS. Hey, if they go after Widow or Cassidy, you know, fine. They were trying to go up and if they tried to play Kuroko, fine. But guys, honestly, even if you were one of those players who's going to start being a bitch about the fact of me saying you should not be playing open queue comp unless you can play as a team. In roll queue comp, yes, it's 5v5. I'd be saying this even if you swap 5v5 and 6v6 over.
I'll find my own path.
You have the luxury of people being able to pick up the slack. From people being in tank, people being in support. In open queue, you have to pick up your own slack. Oh, you can.
I smell blood in the air.
Granted, as usual, my aim does suck. Oh, look at that. 3 DPS. Guaranteed now we'll probably end up getting a 4th. But like guys, the reason I say if you're not gonna go and look at your like, I always choose last because I know for a fact of one or two things. And those one or two things are very simple. One, I know wanting to play DPS and getting to play DPS are two different things. Shit, I'm trapped. It took their whole team to take me down. One, getting to play DPS and being able to play DPS and playing DPS are two different things. Like I say, we were going to get another DPS player. I honestly would I'd put a limitation on open queue. I'd put it if a case of if you've not played a tank or support game in any game mode within the last 4 or 5 games, you're locked at a DPS. Because, guys, this is honestly stupid. Because the only 2 people on this team not throwing are me and Yarissa, and the enemy team's only slightly better. Because 3 of them have common sense. Now, the only one does say if you were playing DPS, you would swap. I have, and I would. That's the odd time where I don't, but that's just because I might have stubbornness. But all honesty, I'm not playing comp next week, not based on how these 2 games are going. Part of me has been tempted to play a few games outside. Nope. Hanzo, piss off. I'm too busy being pissed at my team. But like guys, honestly, comp should like. On one hand, yeah, okay, I do get annoyed when people just say comp is just a game. It is, but I get annoyed at the tone. The temptation just to leave. If someone does turn around and say, oh, I need healing. Oh, healer, why do you suck? I'm literally just gonna be pissed off, drop dead. Like, it's harsh, I know, but I'm the only one me and Eris are the only 2 not playing DPS. And I'm gonna quickly point out the very obvious thing of how many people in our team could swap to an actual useful role. Yeah, in fact, you're proving my point even more. The person playing Junkrat who is now swapped from Genji and Widow, I think it was Widow. Yeah, no, they're instantly gonna get squashed. They've got people like Hanzo can take you out of the sky. Hanzo can deal with you way too quickly. Cassidy, learn to aim or play a different character. Like, Because we don't need Cassidy, we don't need Junkrat. Bastion, yeah, okay, yes, but could be getting more kills. And, Venture? Yeah, Venture. Eh. Like, pick a character, stick to it, or just pick a better one role. Like, guys, again, I've gone over this 100 times at this point, and I will continue to over this until my point gets sorted. Rivals doesn't have role queue, but it has the complete opposite problem, or someone did say. And I can kind of get it. And it's not completely opposite problem. I've never really seen it this bad, but it could be worse in comp. I don't 100% know. Is three support, three or four DPS. I've never seen the DPS end. I have been in games with more than one support though. And I was saying, no, I'd rather be in games. That wasn't going to work out for you, Junkrat. I'd rather be in games with 3 support than 3 DPS, because at least those 3 support can heal. At least those 3 strategists can help. And all comp is doing right now is pissing me off. Which, guys, it really shouldn't be doing. Like, comp should not be this annoying. Junkrat, I swear to God, piss off. Like, honestly, guys, I don't like being this pissed, this angry, or when it comes to Overwatch. I really don't. I stuck with it from the beginning. I'm still gonna stick with it.
Let's get back to
Even for the hard times. But I will say no. It's not the first time I've bitched about comp, and it won't be the last. My rank should not be getting as fucked as it is because it's not normal. Guys, it should not be normal for me to go into ranked games with. Okay, silver 3 to bronze 1. More reasonable. Honestly, Death is just nicer. I would honestly. It does get to a point where I'm like, I wonder how much DPS players would be willing to pay to play DPS. Because I've got a gut feeling if you charge them like 30 quid to play DPS, they would, 100%. And I'm not on about charging every DPS player. I'm not about charging those who have got a case of, and when you go back and look at the case of that. Who their most recent characters are, their top 5 characters will be something like Genji, Cassidy, Sojin, Torbjorn, Symmetra, DPS.
You cannot escape me. Push your limits. Nothing breaks that I cannot mend.
Oh, we now have a more. Oh no, please don't say they did. I spent last game praising them. I swear down, if I praised our Arisen from last game for no reason, I'm gonna be annoyed. Also guys, for people who do willingly go into games through the first round, and then come back and hope that they win the second, you can be annoyed. It is a lot more stressful to basically be like, oh fuck, we need to win this round to even get a third. No, don't try and throw the third, put your full effort into it. And I know for a fact that me bitching about this, I'm gonna get 1 or 2 comments. Or people are gonna be thinking 1 or 2 things. I'm a whiny ass Karen, which in that case, no. You try going into comp after, you try jumping into games of comp after comp, and having everyone in your team only play DPS, and then you being like, well, this is gonna be fun. Because instead of having, you know, another tank, you know, something that'd be useful. We've got a soldier, a widow, and a Farah. I mean, Torbjorn's going to take Farah and Sky very quickly, and widow could potentially be useful, but
Online.
I don't give up
I
that
doubt it.
easily.
my faith in this team is just gone. And if it wasn't for the penalty, I would honestly leave the game.
Enemy turret destroyed.
And guys, I used to be one of those cases of you leave your game and comp, you're the worst of the worst. You're making the rest of your team deal with that. Now I'm like, okay, if someone leaves and the game's going horrible, fuck them. Because it has honestly got to the point in comp where I give up. I honestly do give up. I will try a few games of comp next season. I hope next season for comp, our ranks get reset.
Time to get close.
I would love it so much. Would it annoy the living hell out of me for roll queue? Yes. I would honestly love a case of an option to reset your rank each season.
Just the wind. And dim as the night.
From nature.
Have it as an option instead of a mandatory thing every so often.
Tactical visor activated.
And the reason is, in this particular case, next season I would be like, yeah, reset my rank, I'd rather redo the placing game. At this point in time, it would annoy me to live in house considering I've only recently done my roll queue games to guarantee I don't need to do them next season. Because the annoying thing about that is that originally, roll queue games were 15 games overall. You had 10 for open, 15 for roll. 5 each. Now it's 30 games. I'm sorry, but I don't want to be doing 30 games for roll queue. I get there are some people who generally do master roll queue. And are like the best of the best.
Okay, I learned from that.
But, I don't like being stuck in one roll. I like the option of being able to play DPS, which is literally the only time I get the option is if I play open queue. Which shouldn't be a thing. No, the old days of Overwatch didn't have it, and there was a...
Rocket barrage incoming.
And there were very much their own problems of that.
Enemy turret within my sight.
We have 3 supports now, jeez. You're telling me people finally start taking this game seriously when it's down to like the last 30 seconds?
Enemy turret no more.
You know the point where it doesn't matter. All in all, honestly guys, if I hadn't spent money on Overwatch at any point in time, I think at this point I probably would just uninstall it. Because I physically can't endorse anyone else on my team. And I refuse to. Like, guys, honestly, my rank is getting fucked because of one Overwatch's comp system. It needs to be resorted. I should not be getting put into games where the games are guaranteed losses. Or more specifically, idiot players should get burned. And I honestly... That's just out of frustration, not out of a case of what I'd actually do. But if everybody I've ever played, for every game I've ever lost because of DPS players only playing DPS were to suddenly fall off a cliff, I don't think I'd give a shit. One, because I don't know any of them, but two, I honestly do think I'd probably clap for half of it. Because there have been some bloody games where I've been like, I want to kill you. And guys, from last season being in season 1, Silver 1, all the way down to get what? Silver 5? I'm almost back into bronze. I am not doing open comp next week. I might do a game stadium next week. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Basically, guys, back in the good old days of Overwatch, you know, the classic days, there was no real support that I did play, other than the odd games of Moira and Sen. It wasn't until Kiriko came out, until like season 3 or 4, until I did start playing her, because that, like, for those first few seasons, I was... Sombra. Wasn't expecting to get into DPS. Oh, this map.
And everyone. Feels good to be home.
But like, guys, like, this is before Sigma got put into the game, because I didn't see Echo. Did they, Jesus Christ, they looked like that back then, didn't they?
Mind is your most dependable.
See, guys, this map is one of those maps where I don't remember it.
You're making
I remember it for a specific reason.
I might need this later.
You gotta try, the neon points. I remember it for this specific reason where you'd have an Orisa and Bastion just set up here going, bup, 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 bup. Is my weapon gold, or was that just me looking? And you could turn invisible when you want. It was on a cooldown now. No, Sigma was in the game. So this must have just been before. No, Echo is. But I didn't see Echo.
This would have.
Like, quickly going over the roster, that's what the roster looked like. This must have been just after Echo got added then, or just before, or during the point where she was just newly into the game. But like, again, guys, I remember this map because of a Bastion, Orisa, Mercy combo, where you'd have Mercy keeping both Bastion and Orisa alive. You'd have an Orisa shielder. She doesn't have a virus. See, I didn't really play much of Sombra. I think it was the odd time I played a bit of Sombra, but I didn't play it as much as I have. Because there was a very brief period of time where I did play a load of Sombra, and I classified as one of... It's not gold, damn it. Where I did classify her as one of my mains. Not so much anymore, same with Barret, more of the characters I know how to play, is... During when Sombra would be able to go invisible when she's not in combat, teleport instantly. Those were great times. And where and again, she's got a virus now. But guys, if you don't know the point of these maps, basically, and I'd love for them to come back, I don't think they are actually in the game anymore, is you have object A and B. No, I'm just doing terrible tonight. I mean, the comment's fault, but I'm generally doing terrible. But like, guys, at this period of time of when I played Overwatch, because it wasn't that often, it'd be mostly Sigma and Reaper. And then the odd Moira and Zen. Although I will say, there are certain characters that do feel the same as they did back then. Like, Reaper, I think, still got his base, like, teleport, fade. Sigma still got his shield, rock throw, gravity manipulation. I'm gonna give it to Zen, he did surprisingly well. But yeah, so guys, like, my period of point of playing Sombra was Not that many hours, not compared to like anything else, but like it was fun back in that point in time. Like when I do honestly refer to classic Overwatch, I do honestly refer to 2020 variation. Like 2019, 2020, so Sigma Echo. Because I don't really think Echo made much of a difference, but that was to me was the good points of Overwatch. And to be fair, I would like role queue shouldn't be a thing for classic Overwatch because it wasn't a thing in classic Overwatch. But I'm happy it is. This map. But yeah, like guys, this was literally the roster. Like the support you had back then were Lucio, Brig, Den, Moira, Bap, Anna, Mercy, and then you got Widow, Tracer, Torbjorn, Symmetra, Sombra, Soldier, Reaper, Farah, Bastion, Ash, Cassidy, Doom, because Doom was a DPS back then. Echo, Genji, Hanzo, Junkrat, Mei, Reinhardt, Diva, Sigma, Winston, Wrecking Ball, Zarya, Roadhog. And those were what we had back then, and what I will say now, there are definitely characters, like for instance, Kiriko, Anrun, are characters that I main now, and I do play a decent bit of, and I would miss if they weren't in the game. But same point, I know in about 5-6 years, beginning Overwatch 2 will be considered classic Overwatch. Which means I'll get access to Kiriko again from in classic Overwatch. But I know for a fact at some point Overwatch 2 will become classic Overwatch.
We are losing the objective. Push them out. Sorry, my friends.
And if they ever change the game again, then it will become that.
I spot an enemy.
Right, did Reinhardt's shield drop from... I don't know whether Reinhardt's shield always had 16, I felt like it didn't. Oh, and he's only got the one fire smash now, doesn't in the period. He's got 2 now. Jesus Christ. Is that 2,000 overall or 2,000 more? Yeah, it's 2,000.
Let's shake things up.
I mean, I have a 1600 shield, so... Like, honestly, guys, this era of Overwatch was just great. It was, nice, not toxic, as like, you still had the odd toxic player, but for the most part, you generally had a good game, and for the last day of Classic Overwatch, you had basically everyone just group up on whatever maps, on whatever teams, on a lot. Every team that was in the game just group up and, you know, just have a farewell celebration.
Incoming.
You sons of bitches! God. I need to get to 3,000. Well, time to get to 4-4. Well, 4-5. It's the only daily challenge I've not done. And this is definitely the last game of Overwatch I'm playing tonight, because I've gone from being literally like, oh, I'm pissing you Overwatch. And he's the GOAT. Okay, 5,010. Worth it.
Meteor strike.
But that's like the thing, I don't know if Reinhardt can still move divas at all, but that's things you could do. Diva got me.
You should leave this to the expert.
Every time I get close to getting like, the 2,000 damage or dying,
Any minute left here. I'm in A.
never mind. I don't know how. Not gonna question it, not gonna question it, not gonna question it. Basically, when it comes to getting a specific achievement like 2,000 damage without dying or 1,500 healing without dying, I go into a case of must get this, focus on that and only that. But like Overwatch 2 changed almost every character in some form or fashion. Whether it be a case of increasing their health, giving them new power, new abilities. But like this definitely feels like a nice era of Overwatch. And I will honestly say, guys, jumping into comp with Stress Mode Anderson, jumping into these new games to classic, I've been happy. I'm in my nice little happy spot. Like a nice little bubble that no one can touch me in. Also, if none of you ever played classic Overwatch and were being like, wait, Doomfist isn't a DPS. He was back in Overwatch, back in classic. He was a DPS. And for Overwatch 2 he got moved into tank. And it was definitely more weirder because it's like, okay, on one hand it makes a lot of sense. His fist is supposed to be as strong as it is, like his punch is so strong, it makes sense. But I also feel like they did change his height. And so also guys, something I've mentioned, stay down. Something I've mentioned a few times in recordings this week is information is kind of outdated, but considering the fact of the recording won't be out until Thursday, is I was basically almost done with Blue Blood. I've now finished it, and I stand by it, it's still a good show and I'm happy to rewatch it. The season finale kind of ended in a way it's like, eh. It didn't feel like much of like a two-pack, like it didn't feel much of like a thing as much as a case of they were like, we've only got one episode to wrap shit up. I keep thinking he's got two. And because if you've not seen the show, if you've not seen Blue Bloods, I recommend watching it. The first 11 seasons are on Paramount Plus, and then plus it's on Amazon, but you need to purchase it off Amazon. In the UK at least, and it's on Sky. The last few seasons are at least on Sky. But yeah, the finale was kind of weird. Like, it was one of those cases where it's like, you have stuff to do with Jamie and Eddie that now gets chucked into the swap because they end up pregnant. Aaron and Jack end up getting, but they talk about going down to the courthouse to get married. I don't think it was ever confirmed. It might be confirmed in Boston Blue, but I don't know. As far as I'm aware, Boston Blue is more about Danny than the rest of the Reagans. So there's that, and Aaron and Jack basically just don't ignite anything. They're about to, so I think they... Did I just get my team killed? I honestly didn't try to. I will say that now. I was trying to move out of the way. But then it's somewhat confirmed because they don't really say it out loud. It's just more of a case of, and then it just ends there. But it ends in a more of a case of we've got stuff that we need to wrap up. Because I knew how the last few moments ended of the show. It ends in the family dinner, and it basically ends with Eddie and Jamie turning around saying, bringing in the high chair, being like, we're pregnant. And it's due in like I think it's the 13th of June. And I would have, and yeah, it's kind of name dropped there a few times. The fact that they want kids, but other than that, it's really not mentioned that much. And there is no foreshadowing up until this point, because she is, what, 13 weeks along? That's over 3 months. And you're telling me within the last 3 months, unless you're telling me the last episode was over 3 months, there was, you know, over 3 months in one episode, you're telling me there was no foreshadowing from the fact of her gaining weight or anything, which is normal for pregnancies for anyone that's going down my throat. There was nothing to basically indicate the fact that she might be, which would have been nice. Damn you, Cassidy.
Incoming.
It's happening.
And then you have all the Reagans back for the sake of them all coming back for that last episode, because Nikki's not been seen for a while, and Danny's oldest, because I can't remember his name's also not been seen for a while. Because Danny's oldest has been, what I think, off in college or at some sort of job. I think some sort of job somewhere else. Nikki's been in a different part of the country. Keep in mind, this is all set in New York. Also, I get for like the last episode, there's probably some consideration put into it. I get for like last episode, they probably didn't want to give Jamie, Eddie, like a pregnancy belly or anything. Considering that's the last episode, they probably didn't want to full on go something into that. But it does kind of look as a case of, wow, she's not put on weight for 3 months? And it's just one of those weird things. But depending on how much time is between episode 17 and 18, I don't think it would have been let's just make a character pregnant for the very last episode. I think there would have been a case of them being like, let's do this. Now, there's a very good chance that some of this would have been brought up in Boston Blues. I don't 100% know. It's not a show I've seen. In all fairness, it wasn't something I was interested in watching. Not that I don't like Danny as a character, but I might at some point. I 100% might. But again, as far as I'm aware, the full thing does take place in Boston, and it's basically just a case of Danny being a detective. The thing I liked about Blue Blood was you have, the street cop being Eddie. Don't know when gonna go back where they were at the end, or where they spent like the last good few seasons. You had Eddie being the more street cop. You had Danny being the detective. You had Aaron being in the DA's office. You had the ex-police commissioner. You've got the new police. You've got the current police commissioner. You've got the kid being the kid. You've got Jamie being a sergeant. You've got a nice mixture of everything, and it's not one thing too much.
It's time.
Also, something I would have loved to have seen, and if they ever want to do another season, I'd love to see it, is watching Jamie help Eddie get through the fact of losing her partner, because her partner dies in the final episode. Now, I did not, because from what I've seen and the clips I've seen, it turns out, yeah, I'd seen a good bit of the finale before even seeing season 8. Because I saw the final family dinner scene. I saw the Janko and her partner, you know, Eddie Janko and her partner getting shot up, and her partner died. The only thing I didn't see was the funeral scene. And the fact of everyone coming back. Not that, knew about that. With the fact that Aaron and Jack get married, go down to the courthouse and do it. Which I was going to know why. I do think it is up to everyone whether they go to a courthouse to get married or whether they, you know, actually have a full wedding. And I get some people to go to a courthouse and get married just because it's cheaper. I do honestly think the tradition of someone walking down, the father walking down his daughter down the aisle is a nice little thing, not just for her, it's also a nice little thing for him to basically be able to go and be like, take care of her. In whatever subtle way it is. And so I do overall think it's nice, but again, they've already had their first win, so I don't really blame them. But again, that just feels like it comes out of left wing, like for no reason. Now let's get a bit of damage blocked. It's gonna be for destroying everyone. Oh, well, no. I knew it was gonna be for this, but why this? Just the Reinhardt being an idiot. But like, the finale just comes from the fact that like you have a bunch of these pieces, and they're just kind of coming together. Like, things I would have loved to see for the finale would have been the mayor back up on his feet because he gets shot in this episode. Him talking to Frank, being like, well, Frank, like, you're not that far from retirement age. Who would you, because I trust your judgment, who would you like to, you know, take over for you? And him being like, Danny's been a detective and he's a great detective, and I love all my kids equally, but I do think Jamie would rise up to the occasion. So I would like Jamie to you know, be the police commissioner. And I think it'd be a nice little interesting take between the fact of Jamie being the police commissioner and then Eddie just being a basic cop. Although at this point I would love to see him move up to a detective spot. But I don't know whether Jamie would then move it up to, you know, 1PP. But then again, I've also got a gut feeling that people like Abigail, Sid, Garrett would all stick with Jamie because they've known his father for years and they would trust Jamie. And the reason I think Jamie over Danny was, one, Jamie's a sergeant and he's a lot more higher up in the ranks. But Jamie has shown the fact that he's willing to rise the ranks compared to Danny, who is, no offense to him, just being a detective from day one. And so I think it would have been nice, but not as not as a major thing for me. I overall would love to get season 15. I don't think we ever will. I think there would be a few actors and actresses that would be willing to. And I will quickly list them off. When my phone actually loads, because I don't know their names off by heart. Ones I think would be willing to would be Donnie Wahlberg, who plays Danny Reagan, Will Estens, who plays Jamie Reagan. I don't know about Andrew Tarano, because as far as I'm aware, he doesn't reprise his role in Boston Blues. I think Bridget Monahan plays Erin Reagan. I think she potentially would. Abigail Hawkes, who plays Detective Abigail. I think potentially. I think Vanessa Ray probably would, and Len Kavanagh, along with Sammy Gale, who plays Ellie Janko, Henry Reagan, and Nikki Reagan. I think all potentially would. I think the voice actors of Garrett, Joe Hill, Marissa Ramirez, who plays Detective Maria. She does come back in Boston Blue. Wait, hold on. Melissa Benoist was part. Jeez. Do you not remember seeing her on the show? Again, it could have been an early season. The only one I didn't mention was Tom Selleck. And I think in an interview he said he wouldn't be interested in coming back for Boston Blues. But I think for a case of season 15 of Blue Blood, I think potential. I think there would be a potential, even if it was just him coming back for, say, the first, 3-4 episodes, and him basically just handing over the ropes to, his successor. Who, again, Henry, he took over from his dad. I reckon Jamie would, because I don't think Danny would want to. And if Danny is now in essentially part of Boston Blues, it kind of wouldn't be send Jamie. But I think most of them would be willing to come back. Anyway, getting back to the remnants of comp, yeah, no, not 100% not playing next season. Not next season, next week. Now, if Overwatch Classic is still up next week, then yeah, I probably will chuck a few games of that in. What I probably will end up doing is basically, I might chuck a game of Stadium in. I don't 100% know. I'm more willing to play some like Stadium in the last game. I mean, next week beforehand, but I honestly don't know. I think next week will be the last game of the season. I will double check beforehand. But either way, I am not playing comp. I will end up playing something like arcade game modes. But anyway guys, thanks for watching. This is Tiger signing off, and I'll see you next time. Bye.